It is a new month, which means it is time to plan our months, and we are doing it together. And I am so excited to do this video, one, because I'm getting back into Plan With Me videos. When I first launched this channel a couple years ago, every month I did a monthly goals video, talked about my monthly goals, how I broke them down. But when I went on hiatus from this channel when my dog was going through her cancer journey, I stopped posting over here for a year. I'm very excited to be back. I've been posting book videos, healthy habit videos, but I really want to get back into my monthly habits, my monthly planning, and all of that. But two, I'm also really excited because I'm trying something new. It's part of my monthly goals for myself, is trying new things, even when they are hard in the beginning. That is a lesson that I am learning, and I am going to be trying Notion for the first time. I have been consuming so many goal planning videos, Plan With Me videos, monthly planning videos, and so many of the women that I am watching always mention Notion. Some of them have templates on Notion. I did download templates from a new channel that I found that I've been absolutely loving and binge watching her content. And I just keep hearing Notion, Notion, Notion. And I've heard about Notion in the past, a website and an app to help you with goal planning and healthy habits and all of those things. And I thought, okay, I'm in this new era and I am going to give this a try. So I thought I would go with you, and we are going to plan out my September when it comes to my monthly goals. And I'm going to show you my Notion. And I also thought it would be fun to take you through my Notion with me, because I'm working off of a template, so I'm working to make it my own. So I thought I could show you on the screen as I'm doing it how I am making it my own, how I make the images, all of those things. So I'm really excited for this. I hope you enjoy the new series. I hope it inspires you to create your monthly goals, to track them, to use something. I've always been more of a paper planner girl, to the point where I started my own business and also sell paper planners, and I still love them. They're available on buysamanthamarch.com. But I thought, in the spirit of trying new things, we are going to try Notion. And especially because I travel so much, I can also get this as an app on my phone, so I can always have it with me. And if I have, I have a space for thought dumps. If I have some thought dumps, if I have video ideas that I want to put in, I can put it all in Notion instead of having everything kind of be scattered all around my phone and in notes apps and all those different things. Like I saw, you can link your calendar, you can share with people. So I want to take you through my Notion, my planning, and welcome you to the month of September. Okay, I am going to start sharing my screen right now so you can see what I am seeing when it comes to my Notion. So I recently found Jenna on YouTube, started watching some of her videos, and to me, she just, I love watching videos that also inspire me as well and motivate me, want me to take out my to-do list, make me want to work on goals, that sort of thing. That's a lot of the content that I am watching these days, because I think it's really important. One thing I've always said is that I think it's really important to consume like what you want your life to look like. If you pay attention to what you consume on a daily basis, you can actually see how it does affect your life. I'm a big believer in that, and I have been for many years. So I've been really enjoying her videos, and then I was watching her most recent one, and she was doing a plan with me, and I was like, great. And she mentioned her Notion templates. So then I went back and found one of her older videos where she talks about launching her own Notion templates, and I went and downloaded one right away. So I want to make sure that I am giving full credit to her. We'll have her linked. I think I can even link the Notion template, I'm pretty sure. But I think this is very cool because this gives me a great starting point. I am brand new to Notion. I never downloaded it in the past. I never even attempted to look and see what it was, because I was always very firm on I want my paper planners and all of these things. I want to be able to write things down, but in the spirit of trying new things, we're going to give it a try. So I have it under the My 2025, and then I was able to play around a little bit and kind of make it a little bit of my own. But then I thought, okay, let's not do too much, because I kind of want to show it for you. Those of you who are new to Notion or maybe want to get started, of how you can do something similar. So this is what the page looks like, and I think it's very cool to see, under all things goals, I can click where I have my monthly goals, and this is the page that I'm really focusing on and want to work on. So you can see in here some different photos, some goals, and then I have the goals broken down. I also have a spot for word of the month month and that sort of thing. And then if I go back, you know, yearly goals, work life, under here I changed some of what she had into things that are important to me, like writing, reading, travel, thought dumps, health and wellness. And then I do also have a vision board here as well. And so one thing that I wanted to show you is, you can see at the top where it says my 2025 Notion. This is Jenna's work. So, and it's beautiful. She also has Canva templates as well. And I need to mention that these were free downloads. There's a spot where you can donate and you can send in a monetary donation. But I was like, oh my gosh, so please check out our YouTube, check out our templates, because I just like think that this is amazing. But I wanted to show you an example of how I make images in Canva that I can put my own into this, my 2025 Notion page on top. So we're gonna go from there and kind of work our way down. So I'm gonna switch you over to my Canva screen, and then you can see on the top here where she has my Notion, my 2025 Notion. And what you can do is just take out these images. Now she just has them stacked in here as photos, so you can easily come over here and like stack photos like this. Or if you wanted to, one thing that I really like to do on Canva is if you come over to the side and go to elements and then frame, if you see these right here that are like the blue and the green, if you, like, let's just click on all of them. If you go into here and say you want to do whatever is speaking to you, like if I wanted to do 3 like this, I could put it in here like so, maybe. Like so, and then when you go to put the photos in, they will automatically go in like this. So that's another way that you can do it, just totally up to you what you want to do. I'm going to keep it like this for right now. And one place that I love to be able to find my images when I'm making vision boards or anything like that is, of course, Pinterest. So you can see I was looking at some fall things over here. But I can go to, you know, some of the things that I have pinned. I've been working on like vision boards and different things like that. But if I want to make my Notion page, I wanted to show, you know, that I am kind of focused on my goals or goal planning, journaling, right? So I can either take a pin that I have here and start it with some inspiration. Like I think this one is really cute. It has like the flower, it has the like journaling in the background. So I think something like that is really fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and save that image. And then I can look down here, add some other images and see, is there anything in here that I really want, or any quotes or anything like that that I think would be super cute. Actually, I think this one is kind of fun because it kind of shows like a digital layout like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and save that one. And then also I want to, let me think, ideas for you. We have vision board pics. Let me see kind of what's on here. If I want something quote wise, if I want something, oh, I like this. This is a new era of me, because that's kind of like how I feel at this moment, like a new era. That's cute. Maybe I'll do something like that. And she's like in the ocean. Because I feel like I do want something like quote wise in there. Or take the risk. I think that's pretty cool too. And that's like on a plane. I think that's cool. Okay, let's save that one. And then I also want like healthy living aesthetic maybe. I want something around health because I'm also very, you know, focused on that as well. So let's find something in here that speaks to me. And of course, it's going to be so different, whatever, you know, is speaking to you. Not much is jumping out at me right now. I think this is cute. This is like a little board of different foods. Okay, let's see what this looks like. So let's load these into my Canva and see what they look like. Oh, it looks like that last one. This one's not gonna take. Okay. Okay, nothing in here is really speaking to me. Let me go back to my pins and see what I have in here. Oh, like this one says soft life. No. Okay, so going back to my pins, Maybe something book-wise I think would be cute since I am working on my novel. I actually think this is really pretty. So sometimes you're just looking for images that just kind of like make you happy or inspire you or something. It doesn't always have to be like super deep things. Oh, for some reason that first photo won't go through. Why not? Try it again. Okay, so then you can put them in like so, and since I don't have the frames in here, you can kind of trim and then just play around. I might actually put this one on the end. Play around with what it looks like and the sizing. Oh, I cut off take the risk. Okay, so we won't put a risk on there. So like that, and then the book one in the center here, and then we'll kind of trim so it all fits on here. Yeah, you think that's cute? And then I'll put it like right here-ish. I think that's where it will kind of be. So you want to make sure that you only download the current page that you're on, which is 1. And you can come back over here, click change cover, and upload a new file. Oh, see, my Notion is still cut off, so we have to move it up. Looks like right under take the risk. So let's move it like right there and see if that works. Okay, then we're going to change cover. There we go. So my 2025 Notion. So that's really cute. This makes me really happy. Okay, we have some travel. We have some, goal planning. We have some books. I think that's very cute. And then down over here where it says my 2025. So this is actually a picture. This one right here is a picture that I put in. And then I was like, oh, I should wait, and kind of show you how I put in some of the other photos that I have. So again, you could do your own photos. You could do photos from Pinterest. Like this one is a personal photo of mine. And so let me see, I want to replace. Say if I want to keep like the theme, kind of like yearly goals or something along those lines. Like this I think is a really cute photo, gives travel vibes, but like working while traveling. So I'll come over here and also hit place. Let's upload that and see how it looks. So cute. Okay. And then maybe let's do one more. So this one, so I kind of have like a travel theme going on over here. Oh, but this photo I thought was so cute where it says seek magic every day. So let's do that one because I feel like that would bring me a lot of joy. So we're gonna replace. I think that's very cute. That's very cute. And she had some widgets already put in there, like the month and then also the time. And then again, these are all things that you can change, like all things goals. You can change any of these as well. Any of these like hyperlinks, you can change all of them. If you want to see another Notion video and me actually like changing things around or anything, let me know. But for this one, we're really gonna be focusing on all things goals, particularly monthly goals. So you can see that I already did my cover photo. I changed this in Canva. Again, monthly goals isn't like quite lined up, but for the purpose of right now, that's okay. And I think it's really cute that she has these like emojis in here too. So it looks like goal planning. And then you can see kind of the 2025 like in a glance. So we're 65% done with the year. Crazy. 84% done with August at the time I'm filming, and for the quarter 62%. And then I just put in a little paragraph over here. So I put in each new month is a fresh chapter, a chance to reset, refocus, and realign with the version of yourself you're becoming. Monthly goals aren't about perfection, but about creating intentional steps that move you closer to your bigger vision. By breaking down your dreams into clear, manageable milestones, always my big thing, you give yourself the gift of progress and consistency. Every box you check off is proof that you're building momentum, cultivating discipline, and honoring your growth. Remember, small wins compound into lasting transformation, and showing up for yourself month after month is how you turn goals into reality. So a few things in here that I think are really important. I put down breaking down your dreams into clear, manageable milestones. I have always been a big fan, and on this channel and on my podcast, I've always been a big fan of saying you need to break down your goals into really small pieces. I was reading something the other day because I am under the suspicion that I have undiagnosed ADHD. And once I kind of realized that, I've tried to read things or just kind of seek out information, especially about women with ADHD. That I did see on there, like if you do struggle with ADHD, is when you write down your goals, making them comically small can still help the brain. And this person wrote, even if it's just open your laptop, that's a goal that you can check off and that your brain can be like, okay, we checked that off. And that to me hit me in such a big way, because sometimes the way that I've realized like my brain works is I can put so many hurdles and obstacles in front of me to not do something. And even when it comes to my laptop, like since I recently put, my entire apartment into a storage unit, and I do a lot of traveling. I'm all around a lot. I work from here, I work from there. My life is kind of like all scattered right now, but I don't have my laptop, which I work on, in a sedentary space at the moment. It's always moving around everywhere with me. And this laptop dies in like 2 seconds. So you always have to have it plugged in as well. And so one thing that I have found like sometimes will hold me back is I'm like, oh, my laptop's not plugged in. Like, yeah, I could go work on this right now, but then like I would have to plug and I feel a little embarrassed to say that sometimes I let an obstacle be my laptop isn't plugged in. But at the same time, when I read someone else to say, sometimes I just need to convince myself to open my laptop, it made me feel incredibly seen. It made me feel instantly less embarrassed that this sometimes is an obstacle that I put in front of me. So even though it's a little bit embarrassing to say that online, I hope if you are someone, whether you struggle with ADHD or not, whether you're just struggling with something else, if you hear like, oh, okay, other people have that similar struggle, it will make you not feel as alone. And that was something that was really important to me. And that was something that once I read it, I did start to change the way I made my goals for like my day and to break them down even smaller. And sometimes the first thing on my list is plugging in my laptop and opening it. So that's just something that I want to mention. Break those things down really, really small, right? And then also small wins was really important to me. So even as I look through here, I wanted to put monthly wins down. Actually, I might even just change it to small. Should I say small wins? So I have like a little photos here. I have this little soft light quote. I have the quote with the books by the water. And I have, she had the list here of what to do more and what to do less for the month. And then I have it broken down into how I like to look at my goals for the month. So for me, my kind of like pillars are personal, health, financial, family and community, and professional. And then I wanted a spot for my monthly wins. And over here, you can just like type them out like so. And then I also put this at the, should I move this to the top? I wonder if I can like move it up here. Oh, there we go. I think that's cute. So I have word of the month up here, and then we have our goals, and then we have a spot for the monthly wins. So I think that this is great because anytime in September that something good happens, I can come in here and type it. So amazing, right? So again, put the little photos in here, just something to kind of inspire you. And then we're gonna go into more and less. So I started it off and then wanted to keep doing the rest on here. But more, I put communicate with family because having more like quality time with my family is very important to me. My little brother and his wife welcomed their first baby this year, so it's definitely been a priority of mine of getting back to my home state of Iowa, being able to visit the baby, visit them, all of those things, and just doing a better job. I live far away from my family. Some of my family lives in Iowa, some of my family lives in Alabama, and just really wanting to make a conscious effort that I'm doing a good job of always staying in touch with people. I have multiple nieces and nephews, like just making sure that I'm doing a good job of that. And that was one of my big focuses of the year. When I started talking about my goals for 2025 back at the beginning of the year, family was already on that list, and that was something that was really important to me. Also under the more, a few other things that I want to do, I'm gonna say meals at home, even though I'm not home super often. Like for the month of August, I think I was in Las Vegas maybe for 10 days total, somewhere between 8 and 10 days. But I also just mean when I am not traveling, to put an emphasis on making meals. I have a handful, like I have started a folder of different recipes. Like I love trying new recipes. I'm not someone who often repeats the same things because there's always new things I want to try. And I feel like with Pinterest and especially TikTok, there's always like new recipes out there. So I like to be able to try, and I always want to make sure that I keep like trying to cook at home, because if you have followed me for a minute, like I used to call myself an undomestic goddess. I am not great in the kitchen, but I try to be. And I notice when I do it more, of course, that I feel not better at it, but I feel more confident in my skills. So it's something that I want to make sure that I keep up with. Another thing that I want to do more of is, this might sound weird, but hair oiling. I started hair oiling at the beginning of this year, and I think it's really helped make a difference with my hair routine. Again, because of traveling with me, I really want to put a focus on what I can do that is a companion. I don't know what word I'm trying to use, but as a companion with my traveling schedule, because when you travel, you get knocked out of your routines. So a lot of what I'm focusing on is how do I stay in my routines either while I'm traveling or in between my travels. What can I do to make sure that I'm staying on top of it? Because the last time I hair oiled was probably last month. I don't think I did it in August because I was gone almost the whole time. So it's how can I make sure that I do it when I do get back to Las Vegas? How do I try to do it on the road? Even like, when I'm traveling, is there like a spa or salon that I can go to maybe not do hair oiling, but a hair treatment, a scalp treatment? You know, I love going to scalp spas, things like that. But hair oiling, hair care, that's definitely on my list as well. I also want to put an emphasis on my skincare routine, because I think I am more acne prone and I have adrenal PCOS. So when I am stressed, I tend to break out more. And definitely when I travel, I notice more breakouts. Being on the plane, not sleeping as much, not eating my normal things. I try to do the best that I can, again, to stay in my routines while traveling, but skincare is one of those things that can kind of knock me out as well. So again, for me, I want to figure out what can I do. I really want to get back to doing a hydrofacial every single month. I think that really helped me. I did that for a while and I felt like my skin was in really good shape. Just having a professional go in and extractions, exfoliates, like all hydration, all those things I thought was so important. So to me, I want to make sure I'm keeping up with a hydrofacial every month. You know, if I do go somewhere, is there a spa or salon that I can go to maybe get something, but also making sure that I, travel with good skincare and that I keep up with my routines as best as I can. Another thing that I want to do more of is having a digital detox day once a month. I work in social media, I'm on my phone a lot, and I have noticed that I would love to have less and less screen time, from my phone, from my computer. I was on my computer so much recently that I had to start wearing my wrist brace again because and I'm just like, okay, this is not good. Sometimes you get off your phone and your hands like literally like bent, your fingers are funky, and I'm like, okay, not good. So I did a digital detox day a couple of weeks ago, and it felt so freeing. It really did. And I noticed even just doing it for one day, I wasn't as like, how do I get on, I need to get on my phone the next day. I've done a really good job of not being on my phone first thing in the morning and not being on my phone the last thing at night. That's been a goal of mine that I've implemented for quite some time now, and I still keep up with it. But I also think one day a month, a digital detox day, is just good for the soul. And I want to do more reading for fun. So since I'm a book blogger and I run chicklitplus.com, I get asked to do a lot of book reviews over there. So I'm almost always reading from my blog. But this year, I started book club, which is over on Fable. I have some reading vlogs over here of the book club books that we've chosen. And those are fun for me because those are typically new books I haven't read. You know, the book club members are voting on the books, and that way I can do, you know, reading outside of what I have on my schedule for the blog. And then I've also really made it a priority of mine to read books that are also nonfiction and that are more like self-improvement, like bettering yourself type of books. Like I was just reading one called, I think it was called On Brand. It was an audiobook I was listening to. I downloaded it for some of my long flights that I had recently to like India and Bali. And I was really intrigued by a lot of what the author was saying of like having a personal brand and that sort of thing. So those are some of the books that I want to read. So less, I put screen time, which kind of, I don't want these to like overlap too much, but you know, less screen time. That's kind of what I was saying. So also on here, I'm gonna put sugar. Sugar is something I always battle with. I talk about this very openly, but I always say that I feel like I have an addiction to sugar, which is not good. So especially traveling, I can really get out of sorts and just, you know, just kind of consuming whatever I want to consume. But because travel is really a part of my lifestyle at this particular moment, I can't just have the mindset of like, oh, I'm on vacation. Like it's fine if I have this because I'm on so many trips. So consuming less sugar is really important to me. Kind of along with that, I'm gonna say like eating on the go, but to me, it's almost like just not being as intentional when I eat. One of the things I learned when I was going through my PCOS journey and I was really struggling with bloating was when you eat so fast, it can oftentimes, you know, not be great for your digestion. It can cause more bloating. So to really slow down when you eat. And that's something that I've noticed, again, being gone a lot. Sometimes I'm just eating while I'm walking, eating while I'm going to the next place, or I'm like eating while I'm talking to people, but then I'm like eating so fast because like I want to talk to them, but not like be eating while I'm talking. I don't know why I'm like that. But I just want to be more intentional with my eating. So that was something that I thought of. I'm gonna put, and this is like a big theme for this month and the rest of this year, is putting off the hard things. And, you know, I kind of mentioned that in the beginning, even with having something like Notion, like I've put it off for so long because it takes a while to get this set up in the beginning. Even right now, I'm taking you through as I'm setting it up. But even what I've done right now, this took me most of my morning to download, to try to learn Notion, to learn how to move things around, to learn how to put photos in, just different things like that. It takes me a long time to do. And I've noticed if I really sit with myself and reflect back, that when things get hard or they're confusing to me, I often tend to skip over them and I tell myself like, well, I'll come back to that. Like if I have a video concept that'll take me longer to edit, I'm like, oh, like I'll come back. I'll do that one at the end of the month and I'll do the easier ones. I'll put those first because I can get them done quicker. But I need to have a mindset shift and tell myself, even if you want to start something, it's going to take you a little bit of time in the beginning to get it set up and to get it right. It'll save you so much time later. And that is something I really want to focus on. I saw a video recently from a creator named Julia, who I follow, and she basically was saying that same thing was, yes, even doing something like, she had mentioned like setting up an LLC. I remember when I set up my LLC for my business, not even that it took a long time, but it was just confusing. You want to make sure you're doing it right. You know, I had to work with an accountant to figure out like, okay, am I doing the right thing? And all these things. Like, it was definitely hard in the beginning, but I'm glad that I did it. I'm glad that it's done. I'm glad I don't have to worry about it. You know, I would really love to hire an editor again for my YouTube videos and maybe even my short form videos because editing takes me really long. I'm not a really good editor. I would love to be. I can see videos in my head, but I don't know how to translate them into the editing app. Like I wish AI had like where I could just tell it I want it to look like this and it could happen, because I see visually the way I want my videos to come out, but in editing, I can't figure it out. And I spend so much time and I buy packages and templates and plugins and all these things, and then I still can't figure it out. And I'm like, dang it. I'm like, if I could hire someone who that's their expertise, I think it would make it so much easier for me. So even though it might be more money up front, and it also might take a little time to get to know someone, for them to get to know, these are my preferences, you know, trying to figure out how do I send them the videos, just different things like that. It takes a little bit of time in the beginning to get into a routine of it, but then it makes your life easier. And that is something that I'm really trying to focus on. That is something I keep trying to remind myself of. Stop putting off the hard things. Take some time. I remember, because the next thing I'm putting on my list is clutter. I remember talking to a friend about this and being like, I'm always so disorganized. I always have so much clutter. I can't seem to keep anything clean. I don't know where anything ever goes. And my friend said, it might take you a whole day or a whole afternoon to like reset and reorganize, take everything out of a drawer, throw away what you don't need, put it back in organized. But once you do that, once you take the time to do that, then the system is set up for you. Similar to the Notion, right? Once I take the time and do this hard part and get everything put in and get it to where I want, then it's easy. Then next month I saw Jenna in her video, you can archive things and then you can also just copy and paste them to a new one. Then you can start the new month. You don't have to do this whole thing every single month. You're setting yourself up for success. So that is something that I need to remember. So when it comes to clutter, since I don't technically have my own space at this moment, I feel like it's definitely been a lot easier. But even something like my storage unit definitely needs to be organized. Like I just had, the movers just put everything in there, and then I had to go in and find a couple of things, and I moved some boxes, and now there's just like no organization to it. Like I want to make sure I have like kitchen stuff over here in case I need to find something for kitchen, my makeup stuff over here in case I need to find something for it, my winter clothes over here, so when the seasons change I can go in and grab out my winter clothes, things like that. And also making sure, if I'm at friends' houses or I'm filming places or staying places, that I'm not accumulating clutter and leaving it behind. So that's something that's important for me as well. So that's my little more and less page. And then going down here, this is like one of my favorites. So this is my monthly, my paper planner that I did. This is very similar to what one of the monthly pages looks like. Your word of the month, which I've always thought was so important. Always talk about having a word of the month that you can go back to, and then having it broken down into different categories. And to me, so I have 6 categories in that paper planner. I decided to do 5 here and kind of link family and community together and have like self-care under personal or health. But to me, I will put a few under each, and then each month I'll kind of pick, okay, these are the 2 or 3 categories that I really want to focus on for this month. Like these are the ones that I really, like that's my big emphasis, but I also have an overlook on the whole month. So then we go over into word of the month. So that's the word that kind of is your intention for the month, right? And so I've talked in this video about, wanting to do the hard things, wanting to kind of push myself out of my comfort zone. And so that's my word of the month. You're really like, which one? But my word of the month is push. Push myself. Push myself out of my comfort zone, push myself to do the hard things, push myself to do the things that I put off, just push myself instead of having that mindset of I'll come back to it, I'll do this later. And another tip I saw with people with ADHD is if there's something that you need to do that'll take less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Like get it done. And I'm like, okay. And then of course I also saw like kind of time blocking, like give yourself 15 minutes or 1 podcast episode or 3 songs or something like that to do whatever this task is. And if when you reach those 15 minutes, if you still want to keep doing it, but just do it for 15 minutes. And that's something that I've tried to implement for myself recently as well. Sometimes I'll put on a podcast and I'll listen until the first commercial or the first like segment break, or I'll put on a timer for 15 minutes and I'll do this for 15 minutes. And I feel like it's really helped me with pushing myself to do the things that I'm putting off. That is what I'll say. I'm pretty proud of that. Okay, then we come into our monthly goals down here. I know financial, one thing I need to do as a business owner is we do have estimate taxes that are due. So I want to make sure that I put that in. I also want to not donate. What word am I trying to say? I want to contribute to my retirement account. That's something that I try to do every month, so I just want to make sure that I put that on there. Let's see, professional. I am working on planning the Halloween party for the event planning party that I run. So the Halloween party is important, and I am also going to the Catskills for work this month. I'm also going to LA with an exciting brand company. So that I'm very excited for. For personal, I'm gonna be working on planning my Japan trip, which was so exciting. Under family, book Iowa trip to see my new nephew again. And also I want to put something under here of just kind of keeping up with family, like texting them, that sort of thing. That's kind of what that means under that one. And then also for community, I really want to start again either having like a healthy habits calendar or something that I could send out for people to be able to download or fill out for themselves. This is something I used to send out, a healthy habits calendar every single month. It was just like a free download. I even worked with people to make their own like specific healthy habits calendar, and that was something I loved so much. And that's something, as I've been really thinking about like my career, what I've been doing the last few years, I keep going back to like, this was one of my favorite times, was when I got to talk to people about healthy habits and about goals. So it's why I wanted to come out with this video. But I'm gonna put a healthy habits calendar in here for now, and you know, maybe I can do that calendar to download. For health, do our mammogram follow-up. Please book your appointments, anything that you need to do, even an eye appointment, your pap smear, whatever it is that you need, please do that. So for health, and then I want to say something, I do walk every day, like that's the workout that I really enjoy, but that's something that's just kind of like my regular thing right now. But I want to make sure that I'm in a good routine of cool down, maybe I think is the word I'm looking for. Have a good cool down routine or stretching. And I've also realized that icing my knees has really helped me. My knees have hurt me since I tried to do weightlifting a couple years ago. I'm sure just my form was bad or something, but I don't want to say my knees hurt me, but they like crackle and pop. And sometimes when I walk really long distances or hike like really uphill, I notice especially my right knee hurting me. And when I ice it, it definitely makes a very big difference. So I want to make sure that I get into a good routine of always stretching, even like elevating my legs, like legs against the wall. And then personal, I feel like I need something else. Let me think about personally what I have going on in September. I have a lot of work stuff in September. I have 2 different work trips, which I'll be gone for a while. We do have the return of football. I don't know if I'll be able to get to any games, but that would be so fun. You know, this, I'm gonna say, starting the 3 red flags with my friends again. My friends and I, last football season, we started a TikTok account called the 3 red flags because there's 3 of us. And we had so much fun with it. We didn't really do anything not during football season, but like we're gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring it back for football season. It's gonna be so fun. And it's just like, we just make silly videos together. We have our fantasy draft, like we watch games together and that sort of thing. So that's just kind of an idea of, you know, I can go in and like make it more personalized and like different things like that too. But this is kind of an idea overview of my month. And then I will be able to have that spot for my monthly wins. And then down here, I wanted to put a little photo in here. So this is actually a photo that I posted on my Instagram. Oh no, come back. I want you over here. This is a photo I posted on my Instagram of my August recap. Can I make it a little bigger? There we go, make it a little bigger. So this has some of my photos from the month. So I went to India, I went to Bali, I went to Hawaii. So I have some photos from there, got a bunch of reading done. I was at the ocean, the swings in Bali. So I just made this little like cute photo for Instagram. So I thought it would be cute to put in here of like, okay, that was my August, it was great. Next month when I'm working on October, I can put in my September recap. But that is my monthly goal at a glance in my Notion. I'm super excited to have this set up. I feel like finally I'm jumping on the Notion trend, you know. Again, when it comes to kind of putting off the hard things, I feel like when I was hearing about Notion years ago, I was like, that sounds so cool. And I could try to make my own templates and all these things. And then I was like, oh, it's too hard to figure out. Like, I don't know, not even like coding, but like, I don't like, how will I be able to do it? And then I just was like, oh, you know, the paper products are easier for me, but this is really the mindset that I'm trying to push myself out of, especially for the rest of the year. And September is when I'm really going to go hard on the paint and push my word of the month is to push myself past the uncomfortable, past the hard. So those are my goals. I would love, love, love if you would leave in the comments what your word of the month is, or if you have any creators that you would really recommend for the Plan With Me videos, Notion, if there's any Notion templates that you really love, whether free or paid, like please let me know any Notion tips or tricks that you have. I would love to hear them because I think I'm going to spend a little bit of time still trying to learn more, make sure I have the app downloaded so I can access everything when I'm still on my trips and all of that, but I'm very excited about it. Stay tuned for some more September goal planning videos. I hope this one inspired you, and I'll see you in the next one.